bowed slightly, placed the box carefully on John's desk, and flicked his robe before sitting, pulling his long sleeves out of the way. John sat as well and eyed Venus across the desk. "What brings your honored self to my humble facility?" "I am here in my capacity as emissary to present you with an edict from the Celestial One himself. May he live 10,000 years, Venus said. 10,000 years, John echoed. He leaned back in his executive chair and waited. "And it's been far too long, you ugly bastard," Venus said. "Fucking leave me and number 2 alone to handle his celestial temper tantrumness. We'll never forgive you." "Erlang still hasn't spoken to me," John said, leaning on his hand to cover his smile. "Erlang's madly in love with your woman, which is an achievement in itself," Venus said. "His dog's ready to tear her to pieces." John raised his hands in exasperation. "What do they see in her? She's plain, over 40, slightly overweight from spending too much time on energy work, and hardly ever wears makeup or fancy outfits. She's the opposite of what an attractive woman's supposed to be, and they all adore her." "I'll tell her you said that," Venus said with amusement. "So will I," Zara said. "Record, do not comment," John said, glaring at the stone in its stand. "My lord," Zara said, its voice full of laughter. "They don't all adore her. Many members of the Celestial regard her as an ugly, arrogant pain in the ass." "The little stone is right, if altogether too honest," Venus said. "Everything you said about her is true, and it has made some Celestials unhappy about her presence here. She is strong-willed, outspoken, and cares nothing for her appearance. These are not regarded as qualities that a good woman should possess." "Am I still pissing off half the Celestial?" John said. "More than half." "Good." He waved one hand over the desk. "So what's in the box?" "Take a look for yourself." John glowered at Venus, spun the intricately carved box to face him, and thumbed the clasp. The box sprang open, revealing the edict within. John slipped the vermilion ribbon from around the scroll, opened, and studied it. "The Celestial Emperor of the Northern Heavens, His Imperial Highness Emperor Xuan Wu, is hereby instructed by the Celestial to undertake an information-gathering mission to the western corner of the world. It is this realm's opinion that demons are gathering in the far west of the nation known as England." John smiled slightly. The Jade Emperor had that part wrong, and it was a convenient loophole if John ever needed it. As far as they knew, the demons were up to something in Wales, not England. "And the Celestial Emperor is hereby ordered to travel to that corner immediately following Mid-Autumn Festival, and to stay in the country known as Great Britain." John shook his head. Wales was part of Great Britain, which meant the loophole was gone. But did the JE really mean just Great Britain? He needed to spend some time updating the JE on the status of Western Europe, the rest of the world for that matter. He would bet money that the JE had never even seen the internet. "Until the demons are identified and located, and the Shen of the West are contacted, or 1 month has passed, whichever comes first." John frowned. A whole month away from the mountain? Why a month? He glanced at Venus, who wore the serene expression he used when he expected someone to explode in his face. Did the Jade Emperor know more than he was sharing? John shook the scroll to open it further. Of course he did. "The Emperor Xuan Wu is to return in 1 month and present himself to the Celestial Palace with the results of his explorations, 10,000 years, etc." John let the scroll roll back up and tossed it on the desk. "Has he said anything at all about why a month?" Venus carefully maintained his explosion-proof expression. "No." "Did you tell him to say England instead of the UK? It's the sort of sneaky thing you'd do." "Nope, he did that one himself. I thought you'd like that. Then he changes it to Great Britain, which means he knows exactly which country he's specifying, and you aren't allowed in Ireland." "Or the European continent," John said.